Hello, great to have you with me for today's edition of OT Line. On today's show, we begin our upper limb series where we'll be exploring how problems with the upper limb can affect people's day-to-day lives, and we'll be taking a look at some treatment options which have produced some great results. But first, we delve into the world of assessments. Assessments are important for understanding how a person's difficulties are affecting their life, so that therapists are better able to develop an effective treatment plan. They're also used throughout therapy to measure progress, which can tell a therapist whether their treatment plan needs to be changed or not. The first assessment we'll be looking at today is the Disabilities of the Arm, Shoulder and Hand questionnaire, or we can call it DASH for short, which is now one of the most widely used assessments for measuring disability associated with the upper limb. Earlier today, I met up with a young client of mine who was taking the DASH for the first time. Let's see how it went. Moving to a new country is difficult at the best of times, but for 25-year-old Nicholas, moving to Australia from his home country of Brazil has been extra challenging.
1 year before coming here, I was riding my bike when a car hit me from behind. I damaged my shoulders and broke both of my arms. I still feel a lot of pain every day. Lifting things is very difficult, cooking is difficult, getting dressed is difficult. I have a lot of problems every day.
Nicholas has been referred to occupational therapy to help him improve his ability to do the activities he's currently having trouble with. To figure out how best to help Nicholas, I'll be using the DASH questionnaire to understand how and to what extent Nicholas's upper limb issues are affecting his life. The DASH is a self-assessment questionnaire which measures physical disability and symptoms of disorders in the upper limb. It allows us to describe the level of disability in relation to the entire upper limb as a whole, and we can use its results to better understand the impact on a person's day-to-day life. It has 30 questions which ask about situations in the past week. 21 of those questions ask about physical functions, such as preparing a meal or turning a key. 5 questions ask about symptoms, such as pain in the hand or arm. And 4 questions ask about social roles and mental health, such as impact on social activities and mental well-being. There's also an optional section consisting of 4 more questions which measure difficulties specific to sports people and performing artists. The response to each item in the DASH is scored on a 5-point Likert scale. For example, the person will be asked to rate their ability in preparing a meal in the past week. They would need to choose from 5 responses ranging from no difficulty to unable. Scores are calculated and range from between 0 to 100. The higher the score, the greater the disability. The DASH has been rigorously tested for validity and reliability. A number of high-quality studies have found the DASH to have good test-retest reliability and excellent internal consistency. Those studies have also shown the DASH to have good constructability and content validity. Before administering the DASH, the therapist will need to make sure the room is nice and quiet, and there are 2 chairs facing each other about 1 meter apart. If there's no table to sit at, then the therapist will have a clipboard so that the client can easily complete the questionnaire. The therapist will have the questionnaire either printed out or on an electronic device, such as a laptop or iPad. The electronic device is a faster option because we can use the DASH website to calculate the score immediately, and we don't have to do any printing or scanning. So now I've got Nicholas here with me, and as you can see we're sitting facing each other, and I've got the DASH right here with me, a pen and a clipboard. But we don't really need a clipboard because we already have a table, but it's good for keeping the completed questionnaire safe until I'm able to scan the questionnaire. Now, because Nicholas is from Brazil, I'm going to use the adapted version of DASH, which has been translated into Brazilian Portuguese. Its psychometric properties have been tested and the findings were similar to that of the original DASH, so we can be confident in its validity and reliability. Now, before giving Nicholas the questionnaire, I'll need to make sure I've explained why he's doing the questionnaire, the type of questions it asks, how the questions are asked, and how we'll use the information. If he gives his consent, I can give him the questionnaire, letting him know he can ask any questions he needs. So, seeing as I've already explained all the information to Nicholas, are you okay to do the questionnaire, Nicholas?
Yes.
Fantastic. So just take a moment and read the instructions at the top, and if you have any questions, let me know. So generally the questionnaire takes about 4 or 5 minutes to complete, and I'll stay sitting here in case Nicholas has any questions. When Nicholas has finished the questionnaire, we'd take a look at his answers and then discuss the individual items which he identified as having moderate difficulty, severe difficulty, and unable, and we talk about how these things impact his life. Using these descriptions, I can work with Nicholas to identify some occupational performance issues, and from there, we can start to form some short-term goals and long-term goals. I'll then talk to Nicholas about various intervention options. Then we can start working together on an action plan. Nicholas will complete the dash again in a couple of months to measure his progress. So let's do a quick recap. The dash is a questionnaire which can be used to evaluate levels of disability and symptoms related to the upper limb. It helps us to understand how problems in the upper limb affect day-to-day living. Studies have demonstrated its validity and reliability. A printout of the questionnaire, pen and clipboard will be needed if the assessment can't be completed online. The dash should be explained to the client and their consent given before they complete the questionnaire. Items identified as difficult should be discussed with the client. Oh, it was so great meeting Nicholas, and if you want more information about the dash, you can check out their website at www.dash.iwh.on.ca, and I've got those details up on my website. In tomorrow's show, we'll be exploring an unusual intervention for the hand which has produced some surprising results. See you then.